Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another video from T.W White Sons. So here we have one of our company vehicles. This is a CX-5 2-litre Newground edition. Now this is presented in zircon sand and it's got a very sort of individual interior, which I'll show you in a sec. Now this has been on our fleet of cars. It's actually been used by my colleague, but it's time it must go. It's done about 5,000 miles. Lovely condition, as you can imagine. I do like the colour. It almost makes it look like a military vehicle. Now, every once in a while, Mazda used to bring out limited editions. And with the chip shortage, there's actually been more sort of limited editions coming out, which are a sort of a mishmash of the specs. For example, the sports now don't have the auto tailgate, whereas they did before, because they had to cut back on some sort of spec. So they brought out a car called a Sport Edition, which is like the Sport, looks like the Sport, it has the sunroof like the Sport, but it doesn't have the Bose stereo. So to keep production rolling, they brought out a few more sort of variations of spec. Now, this is a Sport from the outside, I would say. You've got those nice diamond cut wheels. I really do like that colour. It's fantastic. I mean, it's different, it's unusual, and I say it gives that sort of rugged, adventurous look. And I think being called the Newground, I suppose it kind of ties in with that. Now, this car has got this sort of part leatherette interior, yeah. So the outers of the seats are leatherette, and they've got this fluorescent stitching and beading, and you've got these fluorescent vent trims. Now, I know it probably doesn't sound too impressive, but I believe it's very nice indeed, and it also gave a sort of different price point for the car. Now, these are perfect family cars. You've got the ISOFIX anchorages, the enormous boot, the nice wide opening of the doors to help you get little people in and out of their child seats. So yeah, the ideal family car, dog in the boot, off you go. Now the SEL model doesn't have those wheels, and it doesn't have electric seats, but this one has an electric seat for the driver. Okay. Now the rest of the cars are the rest of the car is very well spec'd, yeah. I mean, you don't have keyless entry. Well, you do have keyless entry. You've got keyless start, sorry, but you don't have keyless entries. You actually have to get your key fob out and push a button, which I wouldn't say is a great hardship at all. The Sports, you had a little button, but I think most people still use the keys. You've got parking sensors front and rear. You've got a lane departure warning system. You've got a traction control system, and you've got an intelligent engine start-stop system, which will switch your engine off when you're stationary to save you money. Ultimately, to save the environment, of course, but it will save you money. And I think the price of fuel, that's quite a important thing. Now, we've got two keys of the car. Do note, it's the new, if you see a CX-5 with the oblong key, it's the older model. The current models have these keys, okay? So you put your foot on the clutch, press the button, and she fires into life. There you go, 5,098 miles, and that will change because my colleague's still using it. We're waiting on his car to arrive, but I'm trying to get him to sort of wean himself off it. But I believe his family are very fond of it, especially his daughter, who's about 2.5 years old. I think she likes all the nice colours, etc. Now, the steering column goes up, down, in and out. You've got radar cruise control, so it's adaptive. It will follow the car, van, truck in front and slow down if it slows down, and then take you up to your desired speed. You've got auto lights, wipers. You've got a very good Bluetooth system, which my phone has paired up to. So I must have driven this car at some point. I don't actually remember driving it. And then you can access your call lists, etc, etc. Okay. Climate control, you've got heated seats as well, dual zone climate, 6-speed gearbox, multimedia commander, because this is the newer cars don't have a touchscreen sat nav, and they've got this more modern, larger screen and this more modern software. which is much better than the older one. The older one's fine, but once you start getting used to this, it's very difficult to turn back. Now, entertainment wise, see, my phone is currently connected, so I can play things off my phone. Yeah, I don't know, YouTube or something. They have FM, AM, but I think these days people are looking for DAB, and then you'll have many more channels. Look how many BBC stations there are. Look, just Heart stations alone, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 2 Kiss stations, LBC News, etc. Okay, so I'm sure you can find something of interest on there. The car has CarPlay as well. All right, so you can pair your phone up, your smartphone up, plug it in to that lead there. I think for Androids you've got to plug in, and Apples you maybe don't, but it's always good to plug it in because it'll keep your battery nice and charged. And then you can look, smartphone apps. Yep, you can access your smartphone apps. So this car has a built-in sat nav, but you could use Google Maps if that's your preference, or Waze, etc. Okay. Communication. So my phone is currently paired up. My name's there. Look, you know my name now, Homer. And then I can access, look, even text messages. I'm not going to go into that in case somebody sent me a text that I'll be embarrassed to show you. And it can also read it out to you. Okay. Contacts. There you go, and off you go, all alphabetical order. It's all very easy to use. Okay. The navigation, so it's the upgraded version. I've never had any bother with this. Put a destination in. Look, let's have a look. Let's see. Then you go to the numbers. 5. Always put a space in. 3. And now, if you're like me and go to the same place, you can obviously go into your history and it's much quicker, or add some favourites. There you go, St Andrews Road, Coulson, that's where I live, 12 miles. So that would be the non-motorway route. Okay. But sometimes I don't. Oh no, hold on. Is that the non-motorway route? Oh no, the motorway route now. Look, so it's probably worked it out that it's quicker to go on the motorway, but you can, do the economical route, the shortest route. It depends on the time of day whether I'd take the motorway or go round the houses. So it's 28 miles on the motorway, and I think 15 miles without. So weekends probably, or early in the morning, I'd go the other route. Okay, so you've got your sat nav there. Now these cars are very safety focused, okay, and being a family car, I think that's really important. So let me show you. These are vehicle settings like exterior lighting, interior lighting and stuff. You can put timers on how long they stay on until you get out of the car, etc. But let's go into safety settings. So driver assistance system, you've got Mazda radar cruise control. Okay, so it'll track the car in front. Really good. Means you can give your foot a rest and your fingers a rest, and you can just set your speed, and if the car in front slows down, you'll slow down, and you're not always adjusting that. Safety alerts, you've got lane departure warning, so if you were to veer out of a lane, it will warn you. You've got distance recognition support system, so that's a part of the adaptive cruise control. You've got blind spot monitoring, so in each wing mirror there's a light. It'll light up if someone's over or undertaking you, and should the car think you're going to pull out, it'll also bleep and let you know. Okay, so it's got all really good things, stuff that could, help get out of a bit of a tight situation. Lane keep assist, so the car actually helps keep you in lane. So if you're not familiar with it, or you don't realise the car has it, you'll think, oh, the steering wheel's pulling this way and that way, and what it's doing is it's correcting you and keeping you in lanes. But of course you can turn it off if you find it intrusive. Okay, so there was also collision avoidance. Brakes will apply themselves. I don't know, I'll give you a situation. You're at a roundabout, you're looking ahead, car ahead looks like it's going forward, you look to your right, that car stops, you haven't quite seen that, car will apply its brakes. That's actually helped me out of a situation when I was driving on the other side of the road, because I was in Europe and I was just concentrating on doing that, and I was trying to navigate a roundabout, and it really got me out of a jam there. Right, so we're a Mazda dealer, of course, so this will have the balance of the warranty, which is about 2.5 years, and roadside assistance. We would probably, would service the car for you before you would take delivery of it. All right, and give it a full valet, so it'll be lovely. Now, I don't know if you noticed, it's still got all the plastics. You know, we've got the plastics here, so we keep them on because why not? You know, it's keep them on for as long as we can. Now, I just want to talk about part exchange. Even though we are a Mazda dealer, we also sell Suzuki's new. Whatever you have is very, very welcome. In fact, I encourage you to have a part exchange. You will get the best deal with a part exchange, despite all that stuff that you hear on that sort of all those heavily advertised companies. You'll get the best deal with a part exchange. But please do, you know, put your reg number in and get a price in under 10 seconds, whatever they claim, and get in touch with us. And get in touch with us at any time of day. Should you be looking at a car outside our regular business hours, if you're someone that likes to phone up, leave a voicemail. We will pick it up. Or just drop us an email and we'll try to get back to you out of those hours. Okay. Should there be any more photos, videos, or any information on this car that you require, please don't hesitate to ask. We really mean that. We don't mind, you know, no matter how trivial the question is, we are here to help, and we don't mind doing video, walk around, etc, etc. Okay, if you've not dealt with T.W White Sons before, please do check out our reviews. It'll give you a good idea of who you're doing business with. Okay, because we sell a lot of cars out of area. We're currently selling a car to somebody in West Yorkshire, and last week it was Glasgow, etc, etc. So you probably want an idea of who you're doing business with, so please do check that out. Okay, we've got all the great finance facilities. This does qualify for the low rate finance because it's under a year old. Okay, so we get a lower rate than finance. So please do inquire. We can run you through all the figures. Okay, and and you've got the balance of the warranty, which I think I mentioned earlier. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I've actually enjoyed doing this video, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye bye.